Hey, good morning, everybody. How's it going? Hope everyone's doing great. John, thanks for your chart. Joe, thanks for your quote of the day. Appreciate that every day. I look at it. Thanks. Again, welcome everybody on this, what is today? Thursday, the October 28th. So, man, this year is just about gone. Market opens in about 30 minutes, so we'll take about 15 minutes here and we'll take a look at some charts. In fact, today I want to start with charts and then we'll take a look at the market. Before that, I just want to give a quick remind for those that are going to take the 3/8 trap class today at 2 p.m. Eastern. You should have all your information. If you don't, please send myself or Ed a little private message and we can help you out with that. Remember that lifetime members don't pay for anything, so all lifetime members, and there was an email sent out last night with all the login information. We'll send another one out today with all the login information. If you did not receive it last night, please ring our bell. Just let us know. And then another thing I want to mention, and we went through, I guess we got kind of complacent about it, the members app. I've all of a sudden had a lot of people say, hey, you've mentioned the members app and I don't have the app. All you have to do is download it. If you need help with that, just let us know. It is part of your membership. And what the app does, it allows myself, Ed can do it, Doug does it. In Right Way Options is if we buy, sell, or make adjustment, or we have a comment for, say, members that we want to push out, you can get it on the app, and you don't have to be in the trading room. You could be off doing whatever you're doing. So please, just let us know if you have troubles with that. Okay, let's get going here. Man, jeepers creepers, I'll tell you. Market is run by earnings. You guys all know that I don't like earnings. I just don't even get me started this early in the morning. But the fact is, the market is run by earnings. And if there's good earnings, the market's gonna go higher. So the earnings this year so far, or this time around, has definitely been good, and that's what's holding and pushing the market. So it's kind of hard to fight it. So let's take a look at some trades here. LC, I think, is doing wonderful here. I think it's doing fantastic. I still see $50 up here and could absolutely go more. Simple thing there is put that buy box in there and trade your plan. Trade your plan. This is important. Trade what you know. Trade what you understand. This is kind of what the 3/8 trap class does. It teaches you how to put a plan together using the 3/8 trap. And it's kind of cool because you can take that information and you can weave it into other trade plans that you might have or other strategies that you might have. So pretty neat to understand and know that. So anyway, here's LC. If I'm thinking right now in this area, of course, I can't predict that we're going to stay there. We could certainly pop back down here. And at some point, this may become a buy, if it starts moving up. But right now, I'm looking at this area right in here for an entry, and then I'll work with a stop after that. Playboy is setting up. Playboy's been on our watch list before, and it did what it did, and now it's pulling back. That's pretty normal. I'm pretty sure everybody knows that by now, that the market just doesn't go like this. It goes like this. And this is not a sometimes or anything like that. This is an always. This is guaranteed. This is a fact. Market just doesn't go like that. There's always those little dips and pullbacks in there. And that's something that we like to take advantage of. So taking a look at Playboy here, let's do this. Let's put this up here. So as I look at Playboy, I kind of notice this whole bottom in here. And right there to me looks like a nice rectangle box or construction being built, and we can carry this over, and you can see how we've broken out of that construction. And I'm using these highs here. We broke out, and here we're pulling back and testing that construction. You know, anytime you're let's use arrow. Let's go arrow. Make this simple, Rick. There you go. If you any kind of construction like a house, a building, something like that, you've got to have that foundation down there before you can actually, get some walls up and put a roof on it. You've got to do all that, and that's what this foundation is right here. So we break out, we pull back, we're setting up for that J-hook continuation pattern. Let's see if we can't pop up a little bit. Yeah, it's probably going to meet a little bit of resistance and chop in here. Then I'm looking for it to move up here. Here's the downside, is it has earnings the 9th, but that doesn't mean it can't do something and make money before the 9th. Or maybe you hold through earnings. LCID is another one that has done very well here, and I'm looking for a breakout. Look how this is. If you look a little longer term here, man, this has just gone sideways, and that's building, construction building. And if we, just look at something like this, you got a big head and shoulders in there, inverse head and shoulders in there. So I'm looking at this as a breakout trade. We break out. Now there's something up there around that 35.70. I'm using that black candle. Then there's a big old gap up here. So those are some proposed targets, areas. Doesn't mean price is going to get exactly there, but if we just simply went from here to here, that's almost 23%. So if we watched for that breakout and then bought on that breakout or breakout pullback, we have, I don't know, well, let's just say 15 to 20% possibility here. And then there's always the follow through, which is another 45%. So watch this for a breakout. I like that chart, and I get it too if somebody buys it now. I mean, here we are in a 3/8 trap. So looking at that 3/8 trap right now, I would have to say, because we are at some resistance, your stop, the low of yesterday, if it fails yesterday, that's not going to make you happy. Now, I know some traders are going to come down and use the T-line maybe. You're going to come down and use this area here. That all makes sense. Every trader has a little bit of a different twist on how they look at a trade. And this is what we like to talk about here in the room, and hopefully, we can find a path for everybody. And then different trades might be different. Not only is everybody different, but depending on the trade and depending on the setup, there may be a different decision, whether you're using that low here or those highs here, or maybe the T-line as a stop. Sorry, that was a lot. Marvel is still setting up. I still like Marvel. It's another one that it just continues to go. And as long as it continues to go, let's continue to either trade it or at least have it on the watch list. So right now, we have what could end up today as a morning star. That's very possible here. I don't know what today is going to finish like. Looks like we've opened up pre-market and we're actually down a little bit. But if this starts to get a little bullish, I think this would be a nice buy. I also get it if we wait for a simple little breakout. If we just come up here and wait for that breakout, because we do have a bit of a top here, a bit of a top here. If we start to break out, then that will show that the buyers are still quite interested in this stock. And I don't know, it's just working nice. It has been. Ford. Okay. Ford, you rascal. I was in Ford and closed it yesterday because I got chicken. I didn't want to hold through earnings. So, man, I'll tell you. Well, let me move on because there's nothing I can do about it other than possibly buy it back. So here's Ford. We ended up with earnings, so we're up. It looks like we're little doji here at the top. I still think it can be bought. I'm still looking for something up here about 42% away. So there's plenty room to be a buy. This is where I'm going to use the tools that I've learned, say with the 3/8 trap. I'm going to take those tools and then look to buy this back at the appropriate time for me. A pullback. I might even consider a breakout here of the 3/8 trap. So if it breaks out of the 3/8 trap, that's also a strategy, and that might be a nice buy in there. But I'm definitely going to chase, fight, scrap, do whatever I can to get back into Ford and trade Ford. McDonald's. McDonald's had a nice big gap up here yesterday, and it appears that it's holding up so far this morning. So I'm going to have to be a little bit bullish on McDonald's above the 50-period moving average and trade your trade accordingly, your setups, watch that. We're going to need to get through these tops here before the bigger money is made, but there certainly is money to be made up to those tops. And if we look at this, the weekly, let's just take the weekly. Look how it's been trending up. Slow. It's not a big mover. It's not going to, they don't sell enough burgers to have some big, crazy, crazy move. So this is just a nice, slow money-making chart. Just, mind your rules. Open. I think Open is getting close. Open has been trending up. Here we've pulled back a little bit. Talking about tight so far this morning, we'll count the candle here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 candles, I think, that are just tight. And something is going to happen here. Now, I cannot absolutely guarantee that that's not going to happen. And if it does, it's certainly shortable. What I'm looking for is this to happen. And I'm basing that on the fact how we got there. We got there in a big trend. Probably change that. There we go. We got there on a big trend. And all we're doing is moving sideways, and we've got support here. So I'm kind of shooting for this direction. And right now, pre-market, it certainly looks like that's possible. So let's keep an eye on Open. Open might be a trade. It has earnings on the 10th. LVS. Many of us were long LVS and closed yesterday, taking those profits, protecting those profits. And I believe there are several people, if not many, still holding it. So my plan yesterday was to protect my profits, so I closed the position, and I'm going to wait for a pullback for a rebuy. Well, there we're getting it. So I will absolutely consider buying this one back today. The setup is a rounded bottom breakout, also connected with a 3/8 trap entry maybe, or maybe a breakout of the 3/8 trap, or just a breakout of yesterday's candle. But right now, I'm looking for, what is this, LVS. Let's shoot for 45 up here. Trade the chart on the way up. Oh, that's it. That's all I have today. So let's look at the SPY real quick. I have to be, man, straight up here. Yesterday, I know I said several times that I cannot believe that we might not get a little bit lower. Well, based on the open, it's going to test that theory. I still am finding it hard that we're not going to pull back a little bit more. But it's possible we don't. Earnings were good. Let's see, Comcast had earnings. Ford, I believe, Merck. I saw that what was it, about 40% of the market has had earnings so far, and 80% has been good. I could be off on those. Usually it's in the morning, my first cup of coffee, when I hear that stuff on CNBC. So let's watch this. So if we want to be bullish today, I really do think we need to maybe don't pump the gas pedal until we get over 456.60, basically yesterday's candle. Drive careful here. And then if we're looking for shorts, I think we probably want to look, well, I'm going to look for under the T line. That's where I'm going to put it, right here. So anything in here is just kind of sloppy trading, and, you know, traders sort of duking it out, and traders kind of positioning themselves. But I think we'll get some more information, or we'll feel better about the information if the market actually moves up and closes above yesterday's candle. The two other charts I'm watching that I think are important, it's morning, FNGU, there we go. FNGU, I'm watching this. Truthfully, if we can't keep FNGU on our side, the market's going to be hard to go up. I absolutely believe that. And this is just the FANG stocks. It's the FANG stocks, and there's also some other big names in this ETN. It's not just FANG stocks, but this here, if we lose FNGU, we're going to lose part of the market. It's going to be sloppy, choppy type. And the market may hold on overall, but it'll be very sloppy and very choppy, very hard to trade. So here, we need to see that break out of yesterday. That would give us that warm and fuzzy feeling. If you're looking for a short, low of yesterday, or pretty much the T-line here. The other chart that I want to keep an eye on is Vixx. I think this is important. Yesterday, we got a little bit bullish here. I ended up buying some here. What did I buy? UVXY, which I may have to end up closing it. UVXY, Rick. Come on. UVXY. There we go. I bought some UVXY here 3 days ago. Ended up nice and green yesterday. If it can't continue to climb and it slides, I'll end up closing it. But if one of the Vixx tools, and you can use UVXY if you want, if it starts climbing, then I'm going to hang on to a couple of the shorts that I have. One of the shorts, I only have one. One of the shorts I have, and maybe limit the long trades there. So anyway, that's my thoughts for the day. Kicking off this morning. Want to welcome everybody again, and we'll see you back here in about 10 minutes. Thanks a bunch for being here, okay?